Hey everyone, and welcome to our channel again. We are happy you are here, and we just want to thank you for your support. As always, it's our mission to deliver helpful information to you, our viewers. um, we want to thank you for your support and hope you may benefit from this video. So today we're going to touch on the topic of solar panels because it's becoming a more popular tool and people want to save money, and this is one of the things we have to talk about. With us, as always, is Christine from Afro's Law. Hi, Christine. How are you doing?
I am okay, Lizette. How are you?
I am great, as you can tell.
Are you sure?
So, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine. In this sunny South Africa on this side.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think my questions will not only benefit people in the United States, but also like around the world, with regards to installing solar panels, but also the legal aspects. Because one of the questions I have, were like, sometimes people try to scam, consumers into, buying solar panels and stuff like that. I don't know how can you make sure a company is a legit solar panel company? I think
That's
is
a
one of
really
the
good question. Yeah, that's a really good question. Yeah. So generally with any kind of subcontractor, and I'm talking about, and it may be the same for you in where you are in South Africa, but each state has a licensing body to register contractors. And usually there's a complaint process, like if you end up having a problem. And sometimes, and I always suggest to anybody, whatever contractor, and anybody that works on your home is basically some kind of a contractor. Let's just call it that. And in the state of Arizona, it's called the Registrar of Contractors. And so you can go online and actually put in their name, and sometimes they have different types of licenses, and sometimes you're not sure what name to put in. But I will tell you that if they are a legitimate contractor and license, and their license is still good, they should have their ROC number, the registered contractor number, on whatever advertising they do. I think it's pretty much an obligation, like on the contract and so forth. So and then how professional they are too. So when you're looking them up, you can do it for two reasons: make sure they have a license, and sometimes they have what we call a bond. Like in case they do something wrong, you can make a claim against the bond, and then it's like an insurance that you can make a claim against. So it's different for different jurisdictions, but the Register of Contractors in Arizona, and you can also see sometimes if they have any complaints, if they are licensed, and then somebody's filed a complaint against them, and if they, how they've handled it. Now, if they're not licensed, that, sometimes people provide cheaper services and so forth because they're not licensed. But that's something to be mindful of, right from the get-go. If they're not licensed, you really kind of want to know why. Did they lose their license? Are they in the process of getting a license? So it's a legitimate question to avoid problems down the road. While you might save some money initially, you may end up losing a lot if they aren't licensed, or if they have a pattern and history of bad practices. And then obviously, doing the Google, looking at the Better Business Bureau, looking at different social media to see what people are saying about them. And sometimes, in this day and age, you think you do that all the time, but a lot of people still forget to do that because they're really, focused on getting this done with their house, solar panels and what have you. So yeah, so that would be a start, is looking for their licensing and any complaints that have been filed against them, and asking for some referrals from people that they've made installations for that are close to you and that you can actually maybe go and see, not just somebody that you talk to on the phone. That could be anybody, right?
True, very true. Yeah, that is really true. Thank you for that helpful information. Yes, I never knew to thought about looking at the license, but that's good. Like you said, sometimes we are just like stressing so much of getting out of all the electric bills and stuff, and then we make hasty decisions, which is also bad for us on the long end. So yeah. Another thing I wanted to ask you is, what if a company tells us, okay, you're going to go, you can tell people you're going green now, and then they talk about renewable energy certificates. Do I legally need something like that to install solar panels, or what is that? Do you know?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I know that, sometimes there are incentives tax-wise if you have some kind of certification, and then maybe you get some other dispensation from your local government if you are doing things more green and renewable. And then sometimes it's just nice as a business owner, if you're doing it for a business, to say that, you've gone green, you're using renewable resources, because other customers and things want to support those businesses that are making that type of effort for our for our community, for our world. And so there's different incentives, and depending on what kind of a certification or tax incentive it is, you want to make sure, because there are promises made by the sellers. And then this might be actually a third party from actually who installs it. So that's something to be mindful of too. They'll talk about a lot of what you can get or what you can do. It sounds really great, but then you find out later that, that's not quite how it works, in terms of like the tax credits and in terms of the certification and what it does. So, doing a little homework about whatever they're promising and making sure that that's actually true, because I will tell you, you'll get a contract for your solar installation, and it'll basically say somewhere in it that everything that was represented before the contract means nothing. And anything, yes. And so everything that's meaningful is in the contract. So you have to read the contract. Don't rely on, anything verbal. But, it's not, on the top in the big handwriting or big writing that it says that. It's just, this is just how things happen when in a lot of sales of, expensive things like cars and homes and so forth.
Yeah, true. So read the fine print, basically.
Yes, and don't rely on everything that's told to you unless it's also in the contract, right? Make sure whatever was said to you is actually in writing somewhere, and take your time, even though it may be a lot of pages. Or have somebody help you. Have somebody help you look at it before you do it, if you're not confident in your ability to interpret, what's in there.
Personally, I will get you to review my contract because I know you're great. So yeah, I know I won't set a foot apart there. So I think personally, I will pick you to review that for me. Okay, so another question that I had: can a solar panel company, give me a quote without coming to my property, and inspecting where they should put the solar panels? If they say, no, we'll give you a quote, don't stress.
So, and that kind of leads to that website that, remember we mentioned that the Google website, so we could kind of segue into there. So they can give you a quote, possibly based on your roof location. There's programs online now that you can use, and a lot of the companies that are selling solar, they'll tell you, we'll give you a free quote about the savings that you could do. So generally what that's about is talking about where you are in the country and how much sun you get and your electric bill, and then what it would take in terms of cost for your size of house. So they can provide information that way, and you can get that just to get a general idea, but to really understand, to know where they're going to go on your roof and what solar panels, are you going to have a battery backup, or are you going to have them on your roof? Some people put them on the ground next to their house. They don't want them on the roof because that affects the, if it's a new roof, it could affect the warranty of the roof. It could affect the structure. And we have, I have known of at least one person that when they came out to install, they didn't install them correctly in the right place. So it's something that, you want to be sure of, in terms of, what's agreed to beforehand and what's being promised, for that initial estimate, because, depending on what kind of trees you have, the age of your roof and a lot of other things, that's going to probably affect, the actual price of the installation. But the savings and things of what you could save on a energy wise basis from your energy cost is something that you could, like I said, there's that website. What is it? You want me to show it to you now? I can share the screen and show it to you.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. I think it's
Yeah.
called Project Sunroof, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Page's name or something.
Are you seeing it?
Yes, we are seeing it perfectly.
Yep. So it's sunroofwithgoogle.com. I came across this site, and it basically, you put in your address and down here, and then I'll just put one. I don't know. Right. I don't know if I don't really want to put my address in. I'll just put this address in. I don't know whose address that is. Put in somebody else's address. So and then it takes you to like the actual roof, and it tells, how many solar panels, the hours of sunlight per year based on the geographic location. And then you put in your bill, and then it's the recommended installation size. It gives you some really good information, the potential environmental impact, and then upfront costs after incentives, because it based on your location, because your state and the federal government or your jurisdiction may have incentives, local, statewide, federal incentives. So, and then this 9 years is often a big number that people want to know, well, how long will it take to pay it off back, right? And so so I found this to be pretty good. I was looking for a site that wasn't, some company's website, right? I wanted it just to get something on. And so I came up with this sunroofwithgoogle.com. So I think I would recommend that one as a, maybe as an initial go-to for, anyone looking to install solar panels.
Yeah, definitely. That's an amazing site. Before we had this meeting, I was also looking at it, and I think it's epic. You can get so much information from that one site. So everyone watching, I will be adding the site's link to this video as well for you guys for easier access. So you can just click on it, and then you will be able to go in and see which area you are and all those great information on that site as well. Christine, I have one last question. And I promise I will make it quick. So yeah.
Okay.
So what should I look for in a solar panel contract and financing agreement? What type of terms or clauses should I be aware of before signing?
Okay, there's a very important clause that you want to have. And when you're a lot of solar companies now are financing at the time of purchase. So that means they're arranging the financing, right? They have a bank lined up that they have a relationship with. And so what's important to know about that is that if you have a problem, the finance company potentially can also be responsible, like for the solar companies, if they do something wrong. So that's one thing, and it's called the FTC holder rule. And I would look for it. It's usually on the back of a contract. Sometimes it's not checked off, and it should be. Sometimes you don't see it. You should ask about it. The second thing I think is really important with a contract, at least in the United States, is that you have a 3-day cancellation, and you should be able, and you should look for that in your contract to make sure you have that, right? And so that you know that you can exercise that and make sure you look at to see what you need to do, just in case, you decide, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this. And just know that anytime you've been solicited for business at your home, this is a federal law, that you have that 3-day right to cancel when anytime. And usually these types of contracts, somebody has come by or they've sent you a mailer and they come to the house, so that qualifies for that. And then the third thing is the warranty. Everybody, is touting how wonderful the warranty is, and you really want to look at it and to see what it covers and what it doesn't cover, and what how long it is, obviously. And then if it's, really ask about it, like, okay, and have it in writing, the responses. If you're not sure the warranty covers, the solar panels themselves, or is that just the manufacturer's warranty? It's not the installer's warranty. So what is the installer warranty? Is he going to be the agent responsible for the manufacturer's warranty and come out and, what exactly, because that's a large area of what we do with homes and cars and other big purchases, boats, whatever, is getting the responsible parties to honor the warranty. It's a big selling point, and consumers really rely on warranties, but it's not unusual to have difficulty enforcing the warranty, or getting a company to acknowledge that this issue should be repaired under the warranty. So it's just like, it's another form of insurance, and sometimes you have to fight a little bit with them, or educate them about your warranty. And related to that is that, if you do have a warranty issue, that there are federal laws, consumer protection laws, that allow you to enforce the warranty, and that provide for attorney fee shifting. Because a lot of times people think, oh, my warranty, this problem, it's only like a $5,000 or $2,000 or $1,000 or even a $500 problem. But attorney fees and legal costs are often an incentive for the warranty company to, once they learn that that, to honor their warranty, because they don't want to be sued and then be sued for attorney's fees and costs. So it's something just to be mindful of if you're running into trouble, and to avoid that trouble, to really understand what the warranty is, and make sure if you're asking questions, the responses from them about the warranty are documented, so that that's actual representation as part of the agreement that you relied on. Just asking someone is helpful, but documenting it, I'm a lawyer, we're going to always tell you to do that. Sometimes you don't have an email address for someone, but get one, right? I have a warranty here. Who do I email if I have questions about this warranty?
Very, very true. That was so much help, and I think that's very informative information as well. Definitely, I learned a few things I didn't know before, and I will definitely be asking your advice if I ever have to install this or like go through a contract. So I believe really this was an amazing, helpful video. And viewers, if you have any questions, please let us know. I believe Christine is more and capable of answering your questions. And if she's not, she will probably most probably get you the help you need as soon as possible.
Yeah, we try to do that, even if we can't. That.
Yeah,
we always try to get people in the right direction to, whoever might be able to help them. So thank you.
Exactly. She's very resourceful, and yeah, she's very helpful as well. So that's our take on solar panels, and I hope this video, well, you got to learn a little bit more and it was informative for you guys. And yes, if you like this video, please subscribe and like for more. We have a Facebook page, we have a website as well. Our contact details are on there, and you can contact us anytime you have problems with the solar panel company or anything you need help on. Christine, was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, thank you, Lizette. I appreciate, those were very good questions. I think that they, I think they're the questions, and hopefully the responses will help folks to have some clarity about what they can do and what they should do before they purchase, solar panels and get into that big investment.
Yes, and it's a big investment, guys, but it's worth it, I believe, at the end. So, okay. That's us from Afro Law. May you have an amazing day. Thank you,
Lizette. Bye.
Okay. Bye.